Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Lion's Den. It is Friday, November 18th, 2022. I'm excited and grateful to be here with you. Please put your first name and where you are from in the chat. If you have a question anytime during the night, please put your first name there. And I have an exciting guest for us this evening. His name is Coach Eli. He is a holistic health coach and an expert in chronic pain. And he's going to share share with us some important movements that we can do to improve our physical health and reduce stress in our body, and then even help reduce chronic pain. Oh boy, a whole bunch of people coming in. And if you are an evolving lion, please give me a roar. First name, where you're from, and then anytime this evening when you make a comment, please put your first name. It'll just make it a lot easier for me to read your comments. Sophia from the Philippines. Well, hi. Hi, Gemma. Hi from Colorado. Well, hello, Wendy. Hello and happy Friday. Hi, Deb. Leslie from Utah. Well, hello. Hi from Chicago. David from Toronto, Canada. Jim from Phoenix. Mary from Ontario. Elena from Florida. Sydney, the Villages, Florida. Heidi, roar to you, Heidi. Hi from Boston. Hi, Jean. Rose from Las Vegas. Julie from Vancouver. Dave from the big island of Hawaii. Hi, Dave. Hi from Boston. Kathy from Cape Cod. Gemma from New York. Snowed in. Well, I'm glad you could be here with us, Gemma. Hi from California. I bet you are not snowed in right now. Hi from Singapore. Well, hello. Have you been here before, Lakshmi? I've heard wonderful things about Singapore. Ashley from Mississippi. Hi from McDonald's. Really? Well, if you're watching this from McDonald's, cool. I hope we can turn you around with some really great healthy food, unless you're getting the McDonald's salad. Great paradox. The McDonald's salad is like one of the most expensive things on the menu compared to the dollar menu with the Egg McMuffin and, I don't know, the Big Mac. I don't know what's on the dollar menu. I don't eat at McDonald's. But it's amazing that the healthier food, like the salad, is a lot more expensive than the unhealthy food. It makes it really difficult for people to switch over to the healthier salad at McDonald's. We got Pam West from Ohio. We got Lisa from Miami. I'm coming to Miami soon. Susan from Nebraska. John from Colorado. Brenner from Tennessee. Dolores from Montana. Where are my Lions at? We got Jane from Texas. We got Stephanie from North Carolina. We got Robert from Illinois. We got New Jersey. Roar. There we go. Hi, Roar. Luna. Hi, Luna. Roar to you. We got Namaste. Blessings from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Awesome. Great art in Santa Fe. Hi from Calgary, Canada. Brenner from Tennessee. John from Colorado. Susan from Nebraska. Denver, Colorado. Michigan. Robin from PA. From St. Louis. Rosie from Wisconsin. All caps. Well, hello to you, Rosie Martinez. Hello from Utah. Kat from Colorado. You have a television radio voice. Thank you. I just got this new microphone. It's so nice. Doesn't it sound good? By the way, if you can, also please join us on YouTube. On YouTube, your comments will last longer. And I'm going to prioritize commenting on the YouTube comments because I can see those easier. And people who watch the replay will get to see those. And plus, YouTube also has better sound. Please keep watching on TikTok, but also try to get to YouTube. YouTube will eventually be a superior viewing experience. Stephanie from North Carolina, Jane from Texas, Dolores from Montana, Carla from New Zealand, Kat from Colorado, Rosie, Wisconsin, Tony from St. Louis, Robin from PA, Michigan, Denver, Chicago. Hello from Canada. Hello from Florida. I'm becoming a holistic nutritionist. Outstanding. Good for you. Nice mic. Thank you, Gemma. Had to stop taking MC2O because of disaster pants. Yeah, Luna, I totally get it. Try smaller amounts. Try adding it to smoothies or try the powder. Ohio. Awesome. Toronto, Canada. Roar. Tacoma, Washington in the house. Montreal. South Carolina. Miami. Roaring, Colorado. Outstanding. I love it, Wacky Jackie. Connor from the UK. Therese from California. Fantastic. So many people are you here. I love you. I'm honored to be here with you. So here's what I'd like to do. So later this evening, in about 30 minutes, we have Coach Eli coming on. He's got a huge TikTok following, and he's going to be sharing with you some information about ending chronic pain with healthy body movements. And so he'll be on and he'll be here to answer questions. He'll be demonstrating some movements for us. So that'll be really cool. So that's at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock Eastern. Right now, what I'd love to do, my YouTube name is Robert W.B. Love. So same thing here. You can also find me just under my profile, but go to YouTube, search Robert W.B. Love, and you'll find this live stream happening right now. Sheila, roar to you. You can cook with MCT oil. If you cook with it, you can kind of denature the fats, and so that's not necessarily good. I would say very light cooking. It's great. It's better than like salad dressings and sauces and anything you're going to add fat to. If you're going to add something into the blender, if you're making a soup and you want to add some fat to it, that's a great thing to do in the blender, but not necessarily during the cooking process. I wouldn't saute with it, but you can. You can cook with it like coconut oil, but it's really expensive, and so I would cook with it minimally. So I have a shirt, I have a tag on my shirt or in my shirt. All right. So I'd love to hear some of the great things that you are up to. Let's celebrate some wins here. Put your first name and something you're working on in the chat, some progress you've made. If you're eating more sardines, if you're exercising more, getting better sleep, taking lion's mane. I know a lot of you made some commitments last night about doing some things to improve your physical health, to achieve some dreams you're wanting to do. Last night in the Lion's Den on the live stream, we talked about some dreams, some life goals, some big purpose that we are up to. And so a lot of you are doing some really important things. Some of you are helping loved ones with cancer. Some of you want to live long enough to see your children get married or see your grandchildren grow up. You want to adopt horses or rescue animals. Some really big things you're up to. And a lot of you committed to taking some steps. So I'd love to see some wins from you. So Sydney, eating smash fists. Awesome. And let's give lots of love, lots of roars to these wonderful things. I'm going to go through all of these. And please put some loving, kind comments for these wonderful people. Jessica, when am I releasing Lion's Mane supplement? Very soon. Thank you for asking. All right, we got some from you too. Okay, day 105 of asking what you think about NAC. N-acetylcysteine, I think it's good. It's not. Are you sure it's been day 105? That's like 3 months. I don't know, Colby. I think you're putting one over on me. N-acetylcysteine, I think is great. It's a precursor to glutathione, and it's not a supplement I take, and it's not my top recommended supplement. And interesting, the FDA kind of like tried to ban it or clamp down on it. They tried to make it hard to get. Amazon stopped selling it for a while. A lot of people report benefit. I don't take it, and some people love it. So if you like it, keep taking it. Increases glutathione. Glutathione's really, really important. I take a lot of selenium. That's how I increase my glutathione. Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant. Really good idea to have plenty of that. Okay. So we're going to go over some wins here. Please give your fellow Lions some love. Put some roars in the chat. Okay, microbiome health. Excellent, Gemma. Jasmine, greens and superfoods and kombucha. Awesome. Great job, Jeep. Great job, Jasmine. By the way, if you make a comment, please put your first name. That way I can talk directly to you. Taking lines. Malik, I don't know what you're talking about. I hope it's not lines of cocaine. Hopefully it's, lines of celery. Lindsay, gut health. Excellent. Eating more fish, L-tyrosine and MC2 oil. Great job. Be careful about eating too much. Oh no, those will all go well together. Great job. Let's get some love for I don't know who, because you don't have a first name. Sydney, eating smash fish. Big love, big roar to Sydney. Great job eating smash fish. What are your favorites? If you have any recipes, let us know. Healing my gut. Great job. Jeep. Gloria from Texas. Great. Just joined. Great to see you again. My dreams to become a pilot. Great, Gloria. Tell me, what steps are you taking? Are you working on your eyesight, for example? You can do eye exercises like looking close at your hand, looking far away, looking side to side, eating more carrots, seriously, or taking supplements for your eyes like astaxanthin, however you pronounce it. Excuse me. All right, we got Kim. Eating sardines and joined a gym, and I'm even going to the gym. Great. Thank you for differentiating. You're not just subscribing to the gym, you're going to the gym. Big roar to you. That is outstanding. Roar, you all inspire me. Awesome, Tina. That rocks. Yeah, if you're so Ophelia. So if you're going to comment, please put your first name in the chat. I don't want to read through difficult TikTok handles. That's not another reason why I like commenting on YouTube easier, because your name just shows up. So if you have issues with long haul virus, go below my profile, scroll down to the bottom. There is a free masterclass from Dr. Linnell King from Johns Hopkins. His whole protocol is about coming back from long haul virus. Check it out, register. It's totally free. All right. Happy Herbals taking 200 milligrams of selenium. Awesome. All right. Mercedes is using lion's mane, eating sardines, even though I don't love them. Big roar to you. Big roar to you, Mercedes. I did not love sardines when I first started eating them. Now my body loves them. My body craves them. I'm finding new ways to eat them. For example, pickled herring with the sardines. So I'll pour the sardines out into a bowl, and then I'll add a little pickled herring juice to it, mix it up. Tastes really good. I can also add apple cider vinegar, mix that up. I can eat it in the bowl alone. I can eat it with salad. Great job eating sardines. Sometimes the healthy food doesn't taste good at first, but now my body craves it because it knows how nutritious it is. Dreaming a lot more. All right, Tony's dreaming a lot more. Better nails with collagen. Awesome. Great job, Tony. And taking krill oil omega every day. That's excellent, excellent, excellent. Big roar to you. Okay. So, John, alpha lipoic acid saved me from liver transplant with IV. Great job. Awesome. I'm so glad that saved you from a liver transplant. That's a really darn big deal. By the way, please take care of your liver. That means don't drink too much, don't eat too much sugar, get sleep. Don't eat, seriously, too much sugar can cause storage of fat around the liver and cause non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. We're now seeing children like below 12 and 15 having non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's a travesty. It's a loss of a human life because their quality of life is impaired. So reduce the sugar. Lose some weight, get really good exercise, protect your liver. Your liver is so darn important. That and your kidneys. Someone was on last night who was talking about having kidney issues. I mean, if your kidneys aren't working, you're on dialysis. Your quality of life is very different. Gosh darn it. So please take care of your kidneys. That means drink plenty of water. Ideally fluoride-free water, because fluoride in the water can tax the kidneys. Too much alcohol is probably not good on the kidneys either. All right, what else we got? Allison. Allison's doing smoothing in the morning with supplements. Roar to you, Allison. Big roar to you. That's fantastic. Creatine's great. Creatine's good for muscle growth. Creatine's also good for brain endurance and cognitive endurance. Alea, I'm in love with the cocoa. I'm guessing that's coconut oil. Awesome. That's great. Or chocolate. Both are good. Canned sardines daily safe. Yes, I eat canned sardines most days. I would say 5 to 6 nights a week. I just read an article. I have some issues with this magazine, but I have some good things about it. They got so On Health. This is a really good thing to subscribe to. It's only a couple bucks. They have some good information. By the way, I really recommend subscribing to condensers of health information. It saves you a ton of time because they deliver interesting things for you in an easy to digest way. And then that gives you the information without having to search for it. And so I have an issue with one of the articles they wrote in here. I'll share with that in a moment. But they have an article that says how to eat healthy from a can. And then what is the data that they had? They had something to the effect of people who eat from a can get more nutrients. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Nutrients found that people who ate 6 or more canned foods per week had a higher intake of 17 essential nutrients, including potassium, calcium, and fiber. These are nutrients that older adults often don't get enough of than those who regularly consumed less canned food. So canned food can be a great way to store really healthy food in your home. Now, fresh food's great. Frozen food's great. Frozen food's really good because it's picked at the time of ripeness and then frozen, and then it's ready to go. So frozen food often has more nutrients than fresh food because it's picked at its peak ripeness and then it's kept at that. Whereas fresh food, ripens and then goes bad. So there's benefits to fresh food, benefits to frozen food. Canned food, similar deal. It's often picked or harvested at its peak ripeness and then canned and then stored, and it's ready to rock. And so canned food can be really good. Also, it's inexpensive. It lasts a long time. You don't need to worry about it going bad. And then it's ready to go whenever you need it. And so it's a lot easier to keep healthier canned food in your home than it is healthier fresh food. I recommend both. I eat both most days. I'll eat canned sardines, and then I'll eat jarred pickled herring, and then I'll eat a fresh salad, for example. Okay. So yes. By the way, according to research from Dr. David Smith from Oxford, 1 serving of fish per day, you get health benefits from. Now, it doesn't mean that 2 is bad. It just means, let's say it's a line like this. So let's say half a serving a day, 1 serving a day, 2 servings a day is probably about on the same line. Now, you still get benefits from 2 servings, but try to get a half to 1 serving of fish, of smashed fish a day. The smashed the smash fish. Say them with me if you want to. Salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Make sure it's wild caught salmon and Atlantic mackerel, not king mackerel. They are so very, very good for your brain. All right. Other wins. Hey, Dr. Love from Ontario. Well, hello there. Why are they saying NR is bad for you? So, Cindy, I addressed that two live streams ago. Basically, NR was associated with an increase in aggressive breast cancer in some rodent studies, and that's all they have. By the way, this doesn't even suggest, it doesn't talk about the benefits. So it's just said there was an increase, a significant increase, which means a statistically significant increase. I don't know how much. I wasn't able to read the full article. That NR, which is a precursor to NAD, that NR in laboratory studies increased breast cancer, aggressive breast cancer in the animals. We don't know to what degree, and we don't know the benefits of it, right? So if NR slows down aging and reduces all types of cancer, because usually by slowing down aging, that reduces the risk of many diseases like neurodegenerative diseases, heart disease, cancer. So if it reduces all disease but slightly increases breast cancer, that's a really good trade-off. And I'm not telling you to take NR or NMN or any supplement for that matter. But right now, the research is very preliminary, and it's important because we want to make sure we're doing this research correctly and we properly establish or weigh pluses and minuses or ponder. I'm reading this book on vocabulary. Ponder is from the Latin word ponderare, which means to weigh. And so we want to weigh these two things. So what are the benefits, right? So slowing down aging, how much and what's the benefit of that? And then what's the risk? How much is it increasing cancer? Is it just breast cancer? Is it other types of cancer? And how much is it? So we want to weigh these two things. We want to ponder. We want to consider these two things. And right now, we don't have enough data yet. If you're concerned, then don't take NR. If you're not concerned, then do whatever you'd like. I'm currently taking NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide. I just got a new one from Tony Robbins' company, Lifeforce. I've been taking it 2 days. I'll let you know how it goes. And I think NMN is a really, really good idea. At least it is for me. And I'm giving it to my parents and my family. Do what's best for you and consult with your medical practitioner. All right. Gemma is doing fresh dandelions, sauerkraut, Brazil nuts, St. John worts tincture, and dandelion citra butter. Big roar to you, Gemma. Big roar. That is awesome. 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 What if I don't like fish? I recommend fish oil, krill oil, or omega-3 algae oil. Shamir, can I take lion's mane tablets, turkey tail, and mushrooms complex at one go? Yes, those are great. Carl, no processed food. Go to the gym every day. Every day. Awesome, Carl. Walk 3 to 5 miles. Supplement smoothies, minimum of 1 day. Fantastic, Carl. Let's give some big love to Carl. NR stands for nicotinamide riboside. It's a longevity supplement, and there's data to show it's really helpful in slowing down aging. And now there's data to show that it may increase or be related to an increase in breast cancer in animal studies. NMN stands for nicotinamide mononucleotide, similar to NR. So NAD, so I'll just veer off for just a moment here. NAD is an energy source used in our bodies, similar to ATP. If you don't have NAD in about 30 seconds, you die. Really, really important. NAD is also involved in fueling sirtuins, which repair DNA. And so by having adequate levels of NAD, not only do we have better energy, but we basically repair our DNA more effectively. Fewer errors in DNA means, we age less. As our DNA replicates, there's often errors, and those errors are associated with aging. So does it make sense? So more NAD means better DNA replication and DNA repair, which means slower aging. All right, so that's what NAD means. NMN is a precursor to NAD, just like protein is a precursor to muscle, right? If you're going to make muscle, you need to eat protein, and that protein becomes muscle. If you're going to make NAD, you need NMN. Now, your body, I don't know where your body naturally gets NMN, if it makes it or it gets it from other food sources, but you can take NMN as a supplement to increase the amount of NMN you have as a precursor to make more NAD. So you can take the supplement that makes it easier for your body to make more NAD. Make sense? NR is further down the chain. So NR becomes, if I'm correct, I'm not 100% certain. I believe this is how it works. NR gets converted to NMN, gets converted to NAD. So NMN is a closer precursor to NAD. It's easier to make it. NR is further down the chain. So NR becomes NMN because becomes NAD. Now you might ask, why can't I take NAD directly? Well, some people are doing that, I think through IV. The results are mixed. I don't think it works as a supplement. Either your body doesn't absorb it or your body breaks it down, one of those two things. But NAD as a direct supplement doesn't work. Just like often taking neurotransmitters as supplements don't work. So acetylcholine is a really important neurotransmitter involved in memory. I call it the master molecule of memory. It's involved in the hippocampus, the memory center of the brain. It's involved in motor activity, like wiggling my fingers. And 90% of Americans are deficient in choline, the precursor to acetylcholine. Now, some people ask, why can't I just take acetylcholine as a supplement, the neurotransmitter as a supplement? Great question. As of right now, that it doesn't work that way. Either it gets broken down in the stomach and it doesn't get absorbed, or it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier, or it doesn't get incorporated, right? Just because I take the neurotransmitter as a supplement and let's say it gets absorbed, it doesn't mean my brain and body then recognize that as the neurotransmitter and then use that in synapses in my brain, right? More naturally, we eat foods that have choline, and then that choline gets to the brain, and then the brain makes acetylcholine, right? That, and then it uses that acetylcholine, right? So you can't just take acetylcholine, at least not right now. That's not how it works. You can't just take acetylcholine, your body absorbs that, sends that to the brain, and now your brain's got a bunch of acetylcholine. It doesn't work that way. You got to take the precursor, and then the brain makes it. Similar with dopamine. So L-tyrosine is a precursor to dopamine. You can't just take dopamine, right? You can take things that increase dopamine, but you don't just take straight up dopamine. And so you take L-tyrosine, which is a precursor to dopamine, which is also found in protein like fish, like eggs, like meat. Your body absorbs that, sends that to the brain. Actually, a lot of the dopamine, I read 95% of the body's dopamine is actually made by the gut bacteria. So it's made by the gut bacteria, and somehow it gets to the brain, and then the brain releases that and uses that for a variety of things: focus, memory, attention, the reward system, and movement. Parkinson's disease, a neurodegenerative disease that's associated with a lack of dopamine. So motor movement also involves dopamine. So generally speaking, we often don't take the direct neurotransmitter. We take precursors of the neurotransmitter, and that's a way to increase those neurotransmitters. An exception, for example, is melatonin, the hormone. We take, instead of taking precursors to melatonin, which we can do, right? When people take serotonin or people take 5-HTP, 5-HTP is a precursor to serotonin. So why do people take 5-HTP? Because the body can then take 5-HTP and turn that into serotonin. And then if it's nighttime, your body can then take serotonin and turn it into melatonin. Similarly, some people take tryptophan. Tryptophan is a precursor to 5-HTP, which is a precursor to serotonin, right? So you can do this a couple of different ways. So NR is like tryptophan. It's a couple steps away from the end goal. And so that's how that works. I hope that wasn't too confusing. So basically, NR is 2 steps away from NAD. NR becomes NMN, becomes NAD, and tryptophan becomes 5-HTP, becomes serotonin, right? So that's how these work. So I'm not going to get into statins right now. I will tell you this. By the way, if you're going to make a comment, please put your first name or come on YouTube and make the comments there, because your first name just pops up. I'm not going to go into statins right now. What we do know is dietary cholesterol is unrelated to serum cholesterol, to cholesterol in your bloodstream. So it's not related to diet. And so high levels of cholesterol in people's blood is related to something other than the cholesterol they eat, likely diet and likely exercise. Blood triglycerides, so fat in the blood. Some people, we used to think it was caused by eating fat. Reasonable assumption. Now we know blood triglycerides go up when we eat sugar, when we eat things that spike insulin and glucose. Fascinating, right? So carbs actually increase fat in the blood, not the consumption of fat. And so it's very, very interesting how the biology of the body works. It's not as simple as if I eat fat, that fat becomes fat on my body. It's not how it works. All right. A lot of questions on what NR is. Never heard of it. Awesome. Charlotte being sedentary. Well, Charlotte, I want to encourage you to be active. Exercise is medicine for the brain. Exercise is medicine for your brain. And exercise is something, moving our body is something we really enjoy doing as human beings most of the time if we're not in chronic pain. By the way, we're going to be talking about chronic pain in a little bit. If you go to most tribal societies, there's a couple things they have in common. Number one, they have music. Almost every tribal society and every religion or every spiritual practice has music. Why? Because music is enjoyable to humans. We love it. Music is just sound, and animals may just hear sound, but we humans hear music. Music is something more complex. It's above sound, right? Just like language is above sound. Language is sound that's turned into meaning in our minds. And if you think of words, if you think of reading a book, reading's amazing. We take symbols and we turn those into words, and we turn those words into pictures in our mind. So these are higher orders of things. So music is a higher order of sound. Human beings love music, and almost every religion has it. It's spiritually uplifting. Another thing they often have is dancing. Human beings love to dance. We love to move to music. We love being taken by music and moved by it and just flowing with it and dancing with other people with it. And a celebration, almost every celebration in almost every culture involves music and dancing. That tells us we humans like to move. And so please, please, please find some movement that you like. It could be a sport, it could be walking. Most human beings enjoy walking and enjoy being outside. So if you can walk outside, that's great. Oftentimes we like being with other people. So if you can walk outside with a friend, that's great. And sunshine is really good in the mornings. I take my walk first thing in the morning when I wake up. I literally wake up, drink my celery juice, take my vitamin B, my zinc, my magnesium, and I throw on my clothes and I'm out the door within 10 minutes of waking up. So find some movement you like. It could be a sport. NMN is expensive. Well, that's interesting. So is healthcare, and so is aging. Talk to an old person. Is it expensive being 80, 90, 100? Yeah, they're spending a ton of money on health stuff. It's a lot less expensive to take a supplement for 60, 90, 100 bucks a month and have fewer health problems. And that's my belief. And I'm 40 and I'm super healthy and I'm trying to stay as healthy as I possibly can. If you have two left feet, that's really awesome. You could be in a museum, Barracuda. That's crazy cool. Well, if you're not great at dancing, you can still enjoy just moving to music. You don't need to be good at it. You can just simply enjoy it. The brand of NMN I am taking, Jackie, is it's Life Force NMN. I can go get it, but it's in the other room. It'll take me 30 seconds to go get it. Any other wins? Oh, you love to move. Excellent, Charlotte. Any other wins that we can celebrate? And then Coach Eli is going to be coming here in just a moment. And then I'm going to go over this. I'll answer a few rapid fire questions, and then I'll probably go over this vitamin D article after Coach Eli's here. So he's going to be talking about chronic pain, and he's a TikTok superstar, and he's an expert in holistic health and in chronic pain and in movement, and he's super cool. I think you're really going to like him, and so I wanted to bring him on here to share some of his gifts and help us out with some really healthy movements to help with our posture. Posture makes a huge give me a roar, or a huge difference. Give me a roar if posture makes a difference for you. I just feel just sitting up straight here. I feel good when I sit up straight with good posture versus slumped over. Like just doing this, I already feel tired, and so many people sit like this, on the computer. All right. All right, I'm going to skip to the bottom here. I'm going to answer some real quick questions. Roar, excellent. I'm only answering questions that have a first name. Gemma lost 5 since Sunday. Feeding my microbiome. You rock, Gemma. Big roar to you. Roar from Envogue. Roar from Peg. Angie. Severe elbow pain. Nothing helps. Great, Angie. We're going to talk about that in just, he's going to be on here in 7 minutes. We are totally going to talk about that. Uh, Roar from Donna, Roar from user 48. Maureen, what about peptides? Peptides are awesome. I'm actually looking into peptides for myself and a family member, uh, uh, specifically a peptide called BPC 157. BPC 157. It's used for healing. It promotes healing. And so peptides are really cool. Peptides are short chain amino acids. I think it's maximum 30 amino acids put together. They're very, very safe. And your body processes them pretty quickly, so it's difficult for them to be toxic. For example, they're not prescription drugs, but they can be prescribed. They're safer if they're prescribed. Please don't buy them offline or don't buy them off the internet unless you absolutely know what you're doing, because people often buy stuff that's of low quality. It's not what they think it is. They don't know how to administer it. Peptides are complicated. You got to mix them and then you have to inject them. Peptides mostly are injectables. Some of them are pills. Some of them are like nasal sprays. Peptides are super duper cool. I'm not an expert in peptides. I'm learning about them. They are super duper healthy and super cool. I recommend checking out Tony Robbins' books, Life Force. It goes into peptides and goes into specific peptides and what they are used for. So that's what I recommend, Maureen. BBGG, yes, awesome. You have extremely low vitamin D. Well, I recommend you do something about that. Marie, all right, we got a question from Marie. My mom is having gastro issues after gallbladder removal. That sounds really difficult. I don't know what I can tell you that would be helpful. I'd recommend if you saw the live with Dr. Shannon, she's a functional medicine doctor. She was on Tuesday night, and the live recording is on YouTube if you want to watch it. By the way, another reason to follow me on YouTube is that, or to subscribe, is that YouTube is where this will go. And so if you want to watch something again, you can rewind, fast forward, what have you on YouTube. So I would contact Dr. Shannon. If you want to contact her, there's a link for her below my profile, and that'll link you over to her calendar, and you can consult with her and her team and ask them what to do. I'm not an expert in gallbladders, and so I don't have anything to tell you, except it's probably a really good idea to eat super clean. I mean, your gallbladder has a lot of digestive enzymes in it. So I'm just off the, knowing what I know about the human body, your mother might need to take digestive enzymes like lipase, like bromelain. Lipase breaks down fat, bromelain breaks down protein, if I'm correct. So I think there's 3 primary digestive enzymes. Salivary amylase breaks down carbohydrates or sugars. Lipase breaks down fat, and I think bromelain breaks down proteins. And so if your mother eats food and she doesn't have a gallbladder that doesn't have bile, which helps break down the food, she might need to take some other supplements with food to help break down the food. I don't know though. So please consult a functional medicine doctor who knows what they're doing in this area. Charlotte, going skiing so I can be in better shape. Awesome, Charlotte. And thank you for including your first name. Brian, Huperzine arrived. Awesome, Brian. Let me know how that goes. I love Huperzine. One thing I love about it is that it's super duper safe. We know what it does, and it improves memory, and it protects the brain, and it's widely available. If Aniracetam were widely available, that would be great too. It's not. It's really difficult to get. A lot of doctors are afraid of it. I've had people taking Aniracetam, and their memory was improving, and then their doctor stopped them. I was so pissed. I was just like, I was very mad. I said, look, this doctor doesn't know a thing about this supplement. I sent him a bunch of research. He's like, oh, well, I don't know about these studies. I'm just mad because their stupid machine that says Aniracetam interacts with stuff. Oops, sorry, I lost you here. Sorry. I was just mad because, he thought there was an interaction, and in all likelihood, it was very, very safe. And I'm upset when people don't get to take things that are helpful to their brain. All right, the spirulina tablet's good. Yes, spirulina rocks. By the way, chlorella tablets. This is a little hack. If you go out to eat to dinner and you're going to have fish, and the fish might have mercury in it, let's say you're going to eat tuna, or let's say you're going out for sushi, right? And if you're going to eat a fair amount of things at sushi, you're probably likely to fish that has mercury in it. That's just kind of what you agree to do when you go out to eat sushi. So what can you do? You can eat chlorella before and during your meal, the little tablets that will bind to some of the mercury in the food. Really, really cool. So eat chlorella tablets. Bring those with you. If you're going to go out to dinner and eat fish that might have mercury in it, that's really helpful. And bring some almonds for dessert. So after you finish your meal, let's say there's four of you at the dinner table, try splitting a dessert between you, or if you really insist, two desserts between you, if you're going to get dessert at all, and then eat a handful of almonds, you're going to feel so much more full, and just a little bit of dessert is going to be great, because you really don't want to eat the whole dessert. The purpose of eating the dessert is not to eat the whole bowl of ice cream or eat the whole piece of cake. That's not why we get dessert. Why do we get dessert? Because we want to taste it, right? We want to taste it. And if you eat a handful of almonds or walnuts, chew those up. Now your stomach has a bunch of fiber. You feel full and good. And then you can have a taste of the dessert. Totally fine. Ideally, if it doesn't have gluten. And so that's the trick to eating out. All right, let's skip here to the bottom here. And then we're going to have Coach Eli come in just a moment here. Milk thistle thoughts. Yeah, milk thistle's great, Jan or Jan, depending on where you're from. By the way, one of my favorite painters is Jan Bruegel. His dad is Peter Bruegel, who's a Flemish artist, just amazing, extremely detailed work. When you go to see Peter Bruegel's work in the museums, you can take a little, there's a magnifying glass there sometimes, and you can walk up to the painting with a magnifying glass and look at the tiny little details he's painted in the background. You can find birds in the sky that look like they are painted with a toothpick. They're so fine and detailed. Amazing work. He's got work in the Louvre. He's got work. A lot of it is in Austria. It's really great. He's very similar to Hieronymus Bosch. But Jan, milk thistle. Yeah, milk thistle is awesome. I did an interview with Dr. Michael Gaeta, who's a functional medicine doctor, and he talked about milk thistle as being one of his absolute favorite supplements, especially for the liver. It protects the liver and it really helps the liver. It's super duper good. He was working with a medical doctor who was on chemotherapy. By the way, I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm just giving you the story. He was working with a medical doctor who was on chemotherapy. The chemotherapy was killing him. It was actually killing him, and he knew it. It was destroying his liver. His liver was totally screwed. And so he came to Dr. Gaeta. He said, what do I do? The chemo's killing me. I know I'm supposed to be on the chemo. What do I do? Dr. Gaeta gave him a ton of milk thistle. Like, I don't know what dosage, between 3x and 10x the normal dose. And his liver came back online. It actually protected his liver and saved his liver. And he actually came through. And then the medical doctor giving the chemos, looking at his liver labs, he says, what the hell did you do? How did you do this? He's looking at him. He's like, you were supposed to die. And your liver's not supposed to be functioning. Your liver's functioning. What did you do? And he said, I've been taking huge doses of milk thistle. And the doctor shrugged. He's like, that's interesting. The correct response is, holy shit. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to do more research on this. I'm going to try this myself, and I'm going to see if I want to recommend this to patients. Unfortunately, the medical establishment doesn't do that because they only try to do what is the quote standard of care. Now, why? They're trying to cover their ass. So during the pandemic, a lot of doctors wanted to do things differently than the standard of care. They were warned not to. Some of them, I believe, lost their licenses. I don't know if that actually happened, but I believe that happened. Some of them were certainly threatened and warned. Some of them have spoken out about that. They said, look, I tried to do this and I got very aggressive letters saying, don't do that. That's not the standard of care. Also, if you don't do the standard of care, you can get sued and insurance companies won't pay for it. So if Dr. Smith or Dr. Sanchez is an oncologist and the standard of care is chemotherapy, and they also say, by the way, you probably also want to fast because that reduces the side effect of chemotherapy, and take some milk thistle. That'll protect your liver from the dangers of chemotherapy and radiation. If that's not the standard of care, and then that doctor gets sued, the insurance company is going to say, hey, you went outside the standard of care. We're not paying for this. That's a problem. That means doctors can't innovate until it becomes the standard of care. And how does it become the standard of care? My understanding is everyone else accepts it. Well, how does everyone else accept something? That takes a damn long time, especially with medical doctors who are so risk averse, right? It's amazing. They're risk averse to do anything that's different. Oftentimes, at least most of them are, because of the system that we just described. The people who are the pioneers are those these are often the functional medicine doctors. There's also psychiatrists like Dr. Georgia Eadie. You can find her in the great documentary Fat the documentary. It's terrific. These people are pioneers. They're going against the grain. They're treating disease with food. They're treating disease by eliminating sugars and gluten, for example. They're doing all kinds of things. Dr. Stephen Gundry, who's still a practicing medical doctor, he's a heart doctor, he's a cardiologist. He's treating disease by eliminating lectins. He's eliminating wheat. He's eliminating nightshades, and people are getting better. And traditional medicine is really opposed to this. It's really a shame. You would think medicine would be one of the most innovative places for science, right? This is where the cutting edge is being practiced. We're trying new things and we're getting these new techniques out there. So, like curcumin, for example, curcumin reduces inflammation and reduces the accumulation of plaque in the brain and improves memory in healthy adults. That's damn significant. That's so important. How many medical doctors are recommending curcumin? I don't know. I think very few. And then I'll tell them, like when I'll see my medical doctor to get my Adderall prescription, I'll tell them about this. Like, hey, look at this study. Curcumin actually prevents the accumulation of plaque in the brain. Is this interesting? That's interesting. Do you think you want to write this down and, tell other doctors, do you see old people? Old people want to know this. I guarantee you, every single old person in the waiting room wants to know about a supplement that reduces the accumulation of plaque in the brain if they understand the mechanisms of Alzheimer's disease. I promise you, all of them want this. I think you want this, doctor. I think you want to write this down, learn about it, and then share it. And they don't. They're just like, that's interesting. I think this is interesting. You're avoiding information of peer-reviewed scientific studies that I don't know. I don't know why you're doing this, but that's what I've come up against. Okay. So this is very interesting. So Coach Eli should be joining us. I wonder what happened. I wonder if I can call him on Google Voice. Hang on just a moment. Let me check my messages. I will be right back. He might be trying to get on here. Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. I was just messaging him. I'm not able to see text messages. Okay, it says that he's requested. He said that, okay, he's here. All right. So he's requesting to join me. Okay, guests. There it is. Awesome. Thank you, Eli. Cool. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, those not on the gender spectrum or not on either end, those undefined, he, she, theys, I want to let you know we have a wonderful guest tonight. We have Eli, Coach Eli. He is an expert in holistic health and in chronic pain and movement. And I invited him here. He's a TikTok superstar. And I invited him here to help give us some really good information about healthy movement and how to end chronic pain. Coach Eli, thank you so much for being here.
Robert, thank you so much. It is my pleasure. I'm so excited to be here with you and all your lovely followers. I've been watching this live for a bit, and they're so engaged. I just love it. So thank you so much.
It's great. It's great to have you. Now, I don't know if we're doing this in the very best way. I want to make sure people can see you because you have some physical demos that you want to show about how to move and straighten up our posture and so forth. But first, let's just talk about ending chronic pain. Let me know in the chat how many of you suffer from chronic pain or have had chronic pain. I don't know how to make him bigger. How do I make him bigger? I'm not sure how that works.
Usually bigger?
No, I don't think you did. I don't know. It'd be good if I knew how to do this. But let me know if you had chronic pain and what challenges that you've had. So tell me, Coach Eli, what are some things that people can do, generally speaking, to both improve their health and help reduce chronic pain?
Yeah, absolutely, Robert. Thank you so much. So first of all, my name is Coach Eli. I'm an online health and fitness coach, movement expert, been a long-time personal trainer. Quick backstory: I was going to school to become a physical therapist, but I left that after realizing it wasn't enough. It wasn't addressing really the root. And what I found to be the root for me and for a lot of people I work with is the movement. Are we really, really, truly embodying what it means to be a human? Are we really moving like a human being? Okay, in this day and age, it's very easy to stay sedentary. It's very easy to stay in one position, right? We're in the age of convenience. Chronic pain through the roof. People are taking medications. You're talking about doctors. What's the first thing they prescribe? Maybe medication. Or, hey, maybe go get a massage. Or, diet, nutrition, maybe one of the last. Before we get to diet and nutrition, though, let's just start with good old movement. Movement is not just for looking good or burning a calorie, no, but blood flow, right? Getting the body moving, delivering nutrients throughout the body to help heal, help repair. So let's look first at your lifestyle. Compare yourself to maybe where you were 10 years ago. Are you on a decline? Okay, look objectively at that. What do you think has happened? Let's look at your habits. What are you doing upon waking? Are you going immediately to the desk? So you'll come on my page and you'll see I give you a 5-minute routine to do before sitting down to start moving the body, getting in the habit, or one little thing you can do intentionally for your body 3 times per day that takes 10 seconds. So before we go too deep in there, we start with good old movement. Okay, movement is medicine.
Fantastic. And so you got into this because you yourself have suffered from chronic pain. And so you've done this first to heal yourself, and now you're sharing this message to help others heal themselves.
That's right. So I hurt my back in my late teens. I was very, very weak, not very strong, very, very skinny. I completely tore the hip, the lower back, the spine, had disc issues. And like I said, I was introduced to physical therapy and it helped a bit, but it was not enough. And it wasn't until I started really strengthening every key aspect of my body from toes up into my neck. So every part of my body, okay, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. So I started mastering movement patterns, okay? So I coach my clients on patterns instead of body parts. So for example, I maybe started with doing yoga, or I started at the physical therapist office working on my glutes. You see, and even in modern yoga and the Western yoga and these flow type classes, people are very rushed. Okay, they're not taking the time to really feel the positions. And physical therapy, we're so focused on just my glutes and hips. I was noticing we were isolating our body, but the body doesn't work in isolation. Okay, the body works in synergy. So I started training in patterns of movement. So I started training a push up this way to the sky. Any muscle that pushed up, I started training. Or I started training anything that bent my knee. How do you bend your knee? Oh, well, what is a knee bent movement? A squat or a lunge. So I started training in movement patterns because then you can really start to see, oh, wow, when my ankle is starting to cave in, it's affecting me all the way up here at my shoulder. So when you start to train in patterns of movement, instead of just, I'm going to work out my biceps today, you will start to notice a difference rapidly. So number one, we want to be able to move like a human and execute a squat, bending our knee, bending over, so a hinge from our waist. Can you bend over around the house and pick something up? Or are you kind of like, I might throw my back out, right? That's no way to live. So we need to be able to bend from our waist. We need to be able to bend from our knees. We need to be able to lunge over something, which is also a knee bend. And you have to be able to push something heavy off of you in an extreme situation. You need to be able to pull yourself up. How many of you watching can do one pull-up? No shame, we all start somewhere. But really look at your life right now. How much convenience are you living in? Can you install a pull-up bar in the doorway and just go hang? Just go hang every time you pass by, a couple times a day, right? So we have the push, we have pulling, and people neglect this, carrying something, carrying the groceries, okay, holding the baby and walking with it, so locomotion. So we need to be able to hold something and walk with it. So you can see, we don't just train my glutes today or train my biceps. That has a place too, but first for those with chronic pain, we need to start moving and strengthening all these key aspects of our body. And I call it my Embody 6 foundational movement patterns that all humans not only need to be able to perform and execute soundly without pain in whatever that looks like to you. Maybe you can't bend your knee as far as I can, but it doesn't matter. Can you just do this? Can you give me this kind of squat? Half an inch?
Half an inch. Start somewhere.
Soon it's going to turn into this. Then it's going to turn into this. So it's repeating these movement patterns daily throughout the week.
So
That is
So let's get into it. Let's get into the nitty gritty here. I know people want something to do right now, and so you're talking about movement as a way of really freeing up our body and helping reduce pain and chronic pain. Can you demo some movements for us that we can do at home while we watch you? And if I need to stand up, let me know. I want to do this with you. So what are some things that we can do? Let's start with sitting, because a lot of us sit during the day. Our sedentary lifestyle, our lifestyle of convenience, as you mentioned. So what can we do from the seated position to improve our posture?
Bingo. So posture. Let's do it. Let me grab a chair.
And
I gotta go get this.
if
I gotta get this out of the closet. I don't sit. No, I'm just joking.
and if you're watching at home, please do this with us. I want you to embody this now, practice this tonight, and then tonight after the call, and then try it tomorrow. These things can really make a difference in your life. If you get good posture, that frees up so much in your life and can really help a lot with pain.
Absolutely. Our posture is our foundation. It tells us a lot about ourselves, from not just the physical, but the mental and emotional. So what I like to say is we're just going to stay seated for this one. Okay. So just make it so your feet are flat on the ground. All right. And I want you to first notice yourself before you start doing anything. Just notice what's your body doing? What's it saying? All right. Just be aware of it first. And a lot of people have a knee-jerk reaction that kind of starts to sit up straight. But you see, sitting up straight can kind of just make us more stiff, right? We're kind of just trying to hold this position, become rigid. Posture is not rigid. So what I like to say is first just notice where you're at, okay? And then just can you roll your stomach forward and back? Can you roll your stomach forward and back? So don't move your shoulders. Roll from your tailbone, from your pelvis, okay? So there's a difference. So just start to roll like this. It's almost like you're doing a cat-cow. So I'm not even moving my shoulders yet, but I'm just literally rolling my spine forward. Now I'm in a nice tall erect position, and there was no need for me to squeeze my back together. Okay, so just stay relaxed at your shoulders, and then just roll up like this. Okay, good. So that's a really important thing, to be able to move from your lower back like that, and move from our pelvis. Now, all we're gonna do is just interlace our fingers, hands behind the head. Okay, and you're gonna bring your elbows all the way out like this, nice and relaxed. Okay, and we're just gonna take a big inhale. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. Relax your shoulders down. Okay, and then press your elbows back behind you. Good, one more big deep breath. And relax. Now we're going to add one of my favorites to this. So what we're going to do is just gently push your head into your hands like you're tucking your chin, just very gently. And you're just going to look to one side. Okay, twisting your neck to one side. Looking at your right elbow or left. And then go look at your other elbow. Look at the other side. So what we're doing now is not only rotating our neck, but we're actually using our eyes. And a lot of people neglect the eyes. The eyes are actually directly related to our posture. Wherever our eyes go, well, that's usually where our body follows. But if we're always constantly looking down and up close, not only are we deteriorating our vision first and foremost, but the actual musculature of the eye. So use this throughout your day. You can even look up at the sky in this position as you rotate your head right and left. So we're doing a big bang for our body movement. We have our neck rotation, our eyes, our scapula, our upper back, and we're exposing our body. We're in a vulnerable position. Our nervous system, we're in a vulnerable position. So this is showing your body that you're having trust in yourself, trust in this moment. This increases your confidence, increases some of those feel-good endorphins. So this is a great bang for your butt movement. Now, relax. And just notice what your body feels like.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, when I came out of that posture, I felt this, probably endorphins, just that rush of both pleasure and relaxation. That was cool. Wow.
Nice. Good stuff.
Wow.
There we go.
That is amazing. If you did this along with us, please put something in the chat. Let us know how that went for you. And then I know we only have you for another 15 minutes. I'd love another one or two postures that people can do um, to help loosen up their back and their legs, or whatever else. I mean, most with chronic pain. A couple of you posts about chronic pain. Let us know what you're working on so we can specifically address it. Um, and I know you practice holistic healing, right? The body can heal itself, and so would you talk a little bit about food and food as medicine? That's something we talk about a lot here on the Lion's Mane. Hippocrates said, "Let medicine be thy food, and food be thy medicine." There's so many inflammatory foods that are causing disruption to our gut bacteria and pain and pain and so forth, and so many healing foods that people don't even know about. I'd love to hear your take on the foods and how those fit into holistic health as well as chronic pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much. So, I don't throw too much at people at first. However, like you're saying, nutrition absolutely huge when it comes to the health of our joints, when it comes to the health of our body, right? Those are very inflamed joints, or maybe we're eating some foods that aren't sitting well with us. You'll notice then the shoulders will start to round forward, and the stomach will start to protrude outwards, some bloat of the stomach, some bloat of the face. And a lot of people, you don't realize that your posture actually is great. Your body will look great. Give it the right nutrition, that stomach will naturally get sucked back in. And I suffered with this for years, constantly bloated, constantly stomach out to here, and it looked like my posture was off. So just basic, really what I like to look at with my clients is, first, let's start focusing on whole food nutrition, what you guys talk about here on this channel, right? Foods that you can grow, you can pick, you can kill, things like that. Whole food nutrition from the earth, okay? And then let's start really looking at, I like to look at gut health, because I think gut health is absolutely crucial to being able to digest the foods that we want to, okay? If we have a strong gut, we shouldn't really have a problem digesting a lot of these so-called anti-nutrients or foods that somehow can be detrimental to some of us. One person next to you is suffering from intolerances and I'm perfectly fine. Why is that? Sure, there could be genetic things, but a lot of the time I've noticed, me and myself, we start repopulating the gut with the proper bacteria, with the proper species of bacteria. You can start to tolerate the foods that you once couldn't, right? So I say, why disempower the human? Why get rid of all these foods out of your diet when we can add the foods in and we can tackle the root, which is the strength of the individual? So I say, like we work out our body, let's work out our gut. Okay, so we can work out the muscles of the gut, and think of the bacteria in your gut as muscles. We want to strengthen the gut muscles, and that's going to come with eating a nutritious diet filled with the right types of foods. I'm talking fruits, colorful fruits with the skins on them, polyphenols.
Yes, polyphenols.
Yes. I'm talking fibers, okay? I'm talking apple skins, actually. Fun fact, apple skins are one of the only ways you can directly increase one of the keystone species in the gut called Akkermansia. Akkermansia is absolutely critical to be able to digest gluten if you want, or even dairy if you want, things like that. So apple skins, apples, these polyphenols, these dark pigment fruits, fibers, or things like butyrate from potatoes, beans, cooled potatoes, cooled beans, fiber-filled complex carbs are excellent. We have our whole food protein sources, organic when possible, and really, that is kind of the basics, just the brass tacks. We want to start loading the body up with the right type of nutrients, and in turn, that'll make us more resilient. And in turn, we can be able to handle anything that we want to in life, okay? Any food you want to handle, you can do it, okay? I say bring the power back to the individual. And that's how we go about nutrition and body coaching methods.
I love that. Thank you, Coach Eli. By the way, those on YouTube, I'm sorry, the live right now is just on TikTok. We'll be back on YouTube in a moment. So Coach Eli, from what you said, I so agree, and I stress this so much. What's good for our gut is good for our brain, and what's good for our gut is foods our ancestors ate, and these rich polyphenols, the red in strawberries, the blue in blueberries, the dark in forbidden rice or black rice. Do you like black rice?
You know what? I don't know if I might have had it once, but I want to
Oh,
get into the diet.
I'll share the story for later. I love black rice. It was so good. Only the royalty could eat it in China. It's so rich in nutrients. It's got the rich dark color, similar to blueberries, similar levels of polyphenols, and you can make it a dessert. You can blend it with like almond milk, and that can be like black rice porridge or black rice pudding, or just put it on a plate. I tried to make black rice sushi. I'm a little crazy with my health. My friends had me over for dinner and we are gonna make sushi. I was like, hey, let's make sardine and black rice sushi, right? This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it just super nutritious. It didn't work that well, but just super great for you. So gut bacteria, eating whole plants, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, and proteins that are healthy and sustainably raised. And this is really good for our gut bacteria. This will help us process food better and help reduce inflammation in our bodies and therefore help with chronic pain.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. You can't see this. I want you to know this. Vishart wrote this doing the exercise. He said, or doing the stretching. He said, doing it, feel my back tightening. It's working to loosen pain. I have mild herniated disc in my neck. So people are experiencing benefit right away. Just doing this movement once of sitting in good posture and looking both ways. People are already experiencing benefit. This is super cool. Do you have another movement you'd like to show us? Oh my, I love that question. I want you all night, Dr. Coach Eli.
Yeah, of course, we can do it. So I'm going to challenge you guys this time to get up. You got to stand. All right. Great. So we're going to continue with some of these upper back and neck movements, just because those are just really, people will feel that right away. They're so dang good. Okay, so first what we're going to do is have you just relax. Okay, relax. Okay, close your eyes real quick. Notice your feet and your balance. How does your balance feel? Do you feel stable? Like if I came over and shoved you, do you think you'd fly, or do you think you feel pretty rooted? Just notice that for real quick, just 3 seconds, just notice that. Okay, remember what that felt like? Okay, now what we're gonna do is hug ourselves. Give yourself some love. That's right, love yourself. Good. So what we're gonna do for this position is squeeze our glutes. Okay, so just squeeze your glutes, pop those hips a little bit. And now what I'm gonna do is just gently tug my chin and just round forward like this. And now I'm going to keep my butt squeezed and I'm just going to round back like this, arch back. Okay, so really bear hug yourself. So get those arms around you all the way back here. Yeah, there you go. Good, and then arch back. Only do the best you can. Squeeze your butt. Nice, and come back. And now we're going to go to the left. Nice. Oh, we got to get you a couple sessions going. You're looking a little tight. There you go, good. Other side. Nice, and now we're going to go in a big circle. Okay, so draw a circle with your upper body. We're really expanding our rib cage, which is usually very tacked down. And breathe, okay, big circle, and then circle the other way. So we're just bringing movement back to our body. There you go, nice. Good. And then we're just going to reach up. Okay, big inhale, fill up the belly with air. And exhale.
Wow.
Nice. Good. Notice if you feel a bit more stable now. At your feet, feel a bit more balanced, a bit stronger. So you could repeat that for, a couple minutes. But what we did was we took this upper back, the thoracic spine, this area, this region, we took it through flexion, extension, and then side bend, and then a big rotation. So we're taking it through major ranges of motion. A lot of us, we go through our entire day right here at the desk, right here in the car, right here brushing our teeth, right here at the dinner table, right? A lot of us are rarely ever doing things like to move our body through big ranges of motion every single day. This is how you get out of that chronic pain long term. This is the sustainable game, and get back into your body and its potential. Okay, so great job.
Wow, I was so surprised how hard it was for me just to grip this far back here. At first, I was here. I'm like, oh, I can do this. Then I was like, oh my gosh, I can barely.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, back of those arms for you. Yeah.
Wow.
See, until it's brought to your attention, and that's what my videos do online. Until I bring it to your attention, sometimes a lot of us are not aware of it because we never ask our bodies to do these things. So let's start asking it to do these things, and then don't be mad at the response. We all start somewhere. But congratulations on your new awareness.
Awesome. Let's give some love. Let's give some roars. Let's give some thank yous to Coach Eli. Now, Coach Eli, we had a great question I want to ask before you go. What about sleep? What's a really good sleeping posture? Yeah. How do we want to sleep?
Yeah. So this goes back to the idea that you should be able to eat whatever foods you want to without issue if you're strong enough for it, right? The empowered mindset. So you should be able to sleep in any position you want to without waking up in pain, without waking up sore. Okay? Now, with that being said, I'd be lying to you if I said I don't actually look at that, because I do. I like to just, be a little bit more certain that I won't wake up with some issues. So I take some precaution. And what I'll do is I like to sleep on my back. Okay? I elevate, put a pillow under my knees. I like to rotate the arms outward at my sides. And then I put a little airplane pillow under my neck. And I think you and your viewers are like this. I do the mouth tape.
Totally.
For, I believe,
dementia, right? Yeah, I talk about that often. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so me and all my clients do the mouth tape, especially because I sit on my back. But another position is great is also, if you're going to go on your side, putting a pillow in between your knees. What that does is just locks your hips on top of each other so they're not like that. Even though that's not the word. Remember, you can be in any position. Look at a baby sleep. They're doing backflips when they're sleeping, right? So you should be able to be like a baby at any point in your life, moving like one, I should say. With that said, though, if you just want to, take some precaution right now, then yeah, I like to sleep, just on the side, elbow with a pillow in between the elbows and the knees as well. That can be a good position. Okay, so very simple, basic positions. But don't be scared to do multiple different positions throughout the night. But I like this right here, staying stable on the back.
And then I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, do you have any favorite supplements you like for chronic pain?
Supplements for chronic pain. When it comes to pain, I don't specifically prescribe anything, really, to be honest, when it comes to chronic pain. The only supplement I'm taking right now personally is my magnesium, because I love it. It makes me feel like a Zen monk. Hey, that can help with some cramping, right?
What magnesium do you take?
I take the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough.
Do you know?
Yeah, it has all seven forms.
Oh, interesting. Now, wait. Let me write this down. This is news to me. I love learning about new supplements. Can you spell this for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So BI, they should be paying me for this. Well, I do have a discount code with them. BIOP. So it's BI and then just optimizers. Magnesium Breakthrough. It has all seven forms of magnesium. It helped me go from really, really burnout to feeling really, really good Zen monk.
It's interesting.
I just recommended another one too, but I don't know the brand name. But like I said, when it comes to pain, chronic pain, I've heard of Thunder God Vine being really good for it. I haven't used it myself. Kind of like nature's natural remedy. So you can look into that one a little bit more. Thunder God Vine. And other than that, we have our own internal supplement, which is blood flow, which is movement. So
what do you think of anti-inflammatories like curcumin, like cinnamon, like ginger? What do you think about those for chronic pain?
Yeah, I've heard good things. I never really used them, and I don't myself. My clients haven't, so I can't really speak too much about it.
Okay.
But I heard great things with those supplements, from anything from pain to anti-cancer protocols. So
I love that you're getting such great results from your clients. And you told me that, in earlier conversations, you've had clients that have been through surgeries and been to chiropractors, and then they start doing movement with you. They're like, "Oh my gosh, my pain's gone." Like just freeing up the movement and letting my body get free and then heal itself without taking drugs, right? Instead of taking these high powered opiates that are addictive and dangerous, people are just get moving with you and cleaning up their diet, and the pain's going away.
That's right. That's right.
That's so
That's right.
wonderful. That's so
Yeah,
wonderful.
miraculous results. A little bit what some movement can do, some intentional movement.
And this is so important for longevity and preventing Alzheimer's disease. Exercise is medicine. Movement is medicine. And if you have chronic pain, if you're overweight, if exercise is difficult, if you don't exercise because it's painful, you really want to fix that. Eliminating chronic pain improves the quality of your life, and it frees you up to go outside for a walk, to play with your children, to play with your grandchildren. I think that's something all of us want to do, to go outside and dance, to enjoy life in this human body. And getting rid of the chronic pain is so important. And so thank you for the work that you're doing, helping people free themselves from the heavy burden of chronic pain.
Thank you so much, Robert. You too. Thank you for all the work you're doing. We're in this together, helping people age better, feel better, move better, and that's what we're passionate about. So thank you for having me.
And now you have a free offer for viewers this evening. If you go to below my link tree, first of all, follow Coach Eli on TikTok. He's got a huge following. He does really cool videos. He does both instructional videos as well as fun videos. I was scrolling through his stuff. He's got stuff from Fight Club. He's got all kinds of really funny stuff. And so, as well as very practical. And so, what's your handle on TikTok, Coach Eli?
Yeah, so you can find me at Coach Eli on TikTok, and you can search up Coach Eli on YouTube and even on Instagram.
That's right. You're very big on Instagram as well.
What's that?
You're very big on Instagram as well.
Yeah, Instagram it's Eli James, but if you type in Coach Eli, I'll pop up.
Okay, and then your handle on TikTok is at Coach Eli.
Yes.
Okay, terrific. And you have a free consultation with people that are committed to ending chronic pain. So this is not for everyone. This is if you have chronic pain and you really want to do something about it. I don't mean take a pill for it. I mean, you're going to get up and you're going to move and you're going to do things. You're going to clean up your diet and do the things that are necessary to get your body healing itself. If that's what you're looking for and you're willing to do what it takes to end your chronic pain, then Coach Eli has a free consultation with you. It's under my link tree. It'll say I don't remember exactly what it says because I put it there earlier today. I think it's the first link. It says end chronic pain. I think free consultation with Coach Eli. I think that's what it says. Would someone please check that for me? If someone's interested in that. All right. Callisto says on TT. Okay. Would someone please check that and make sure that's right? It should be the very first link in the link tree. And
I saw it. It is.
Okay. Okay. Terrific. So I know you have limited spots there. So if you're serious about ending chronic pain and you like what we did here today, and that would be helpful, please sign up for a free session and get started. And it's totally free, no obligation. And I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just doing this because I want to help you. And whether it's functional medicine with Dr. Shannon, or it's movement with Coach Eli, whatever you want. I'm really just trying to bring you some great experts here that can make a difference in your life and your health. And I could feel it right now. I'm super healthy. Like I work out every day. I eat super clean. And I could feel a difference just doing these exercises with you. I could really feel it in my body. It really, goodness, it makes me think what else is possible if I'm doing movement correctly. What else is that going to free up in my life?
That's right. That's right. Give yourself a bit of relief. That moment of relief is all you need to cascade into a major transformation. Because when you get relief, you feel back in control of your life. Okay? And remember, you have the keys to transforming. Everything you already have is right there within you. We don't need all these prescriptions. We don't need all these diagnoses. We have it, and it's right here, and it's free. It's our breath. It's our movement. And if you'd like to hop on a free consultation, then check out his link, and I'd be more than happy to speak with all of you. So thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Eli. Please follow him. And let's do this again soon. I just want this for me. I want to really improve my movement. This is really, really, this is really important to free up our bodies so we can heal ourselves. Thank you so much for taking the time to drop in. Then please put some love. Let's give a big roar to Coach Eli here in the chat. Thank you so much. This was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
You rock. Have a great Friday. Fantastic. All right, so let me know, how was that? Yes, Lions. Fantastic. Lots of roars. Thank you, Coach Eli. Thank you, Blessed Reveals. Hahu. Lots of love. Shiabu. We got a heart. Roar from En Vogue Photo. Marine. Lots of lions. Hey, Colby, I need you to settle down there, bro. You keep on repeating stuff. How do you know I see your question? And then we're talking about chronic pain right now. So relax. And you need to include your name. If you want me to answer your question, please include your first name. Play by the rules. Don't make me come after you. All right, Moneymaker, big thumbs up. Thank you from Gemma. Diana, roar. Leela, fantastic. Born to Boogie, awesome. Roar from Jeannie or Jenny? Jeannie. Awesome, thanks. Roar. Fantastic, I love it. Fantastic so much. Colby, if you repeat your question again, I'm just going to ban you. Like I've done this before. I don't want to. When people post the same question with a lot of caps, it shows me that they're not being very, very polite and responsive. So just fair warning. And I did answer about N-acetylcysteine earlier. If you were on earlier, or if you watched the replay on YouTube, you will see the answer to that. My neck was hurting, did the stretches, feel better, gonna do these movements every day. Awesome, V-Charts. Awesome. Big roar to you. Fantastic. Great for the information you share. Thank you, Ivy. Colby, you want me to ban you? Okay. That's all right. I mean, seriously, you want me to ban you? I don't need to. I just want you to not post the same thing over and over again and use your first name and be polite and respectful and have fun. It's Friday night. I mean, you could be doing anything else, man. Like literally anything on your phone. You got Disney Plus, you got HBO, you got porn. I mean, goodness, do something you like doing. If you don't like the content that I have, please change the channel. Hi there, Sarah. Awesome. All right. So I'm glad we did that. All right. Let me know. Let's go through some questions here. If you're just joining us, please put your first name, where you're from in the chat. Thank you. Born to Boogie. This is Leslie. Awesome. So if you do comment, please put your first name. That way I can just refer to you by your first name rather than all the info in there. If you don't want to use your first name, make up a superhero name. Let me know your first name, where you're from. And then if you have a question, let me know and I'll burn through some questions here. And then if you want to join on YouTube, we're now back on YouTube. I'm sorry. I got to figure out how to make the picture bigger when I'm doing the interviews. Thank you for your patience, but I'm glad we were able to see enough. So we could follow along. Was that easy enough to follow along his movements? He was really good at directing. I was able to see him on the small screen. All right, let me say hello to some lovely people here. We got Leslie, we got Elbu, Licia Love Girl. You are welcome, Rosie. The Numb Mason. Yeah, I hope this is helpful to you. Hello from Sydney. So supplements I like are Thorne. I'm not sponsored by them. I like them. They're good quality. What time do I begin? Usually 9:15, 9:30 Eastern. Maureen, I will keep quiet. Hi, Bree from Philly. I went to school outside of Philly. We got Ethiopia. Awesome. Leslie's from Houston. Enjoyed it. Didn't realize how stiff you were. I know, Sydney. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I'm super flexible. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. He was great. I agree. Sky from New Jersey. Really? That's my Sky is my Burning Man name. Can I do something on my skincare? My skincare is really easy. I drink a lot of water. I eat super healthy. I meditate. I get lots of sleep. I get sunshine first thing in the morning, and I basically don't put anything on my face. No joke. That's literally what I do. I do very little. And I don't know if this is going to pay off in the long run. I've kept a beard on and off for the last 20 years. So since I graduated college, I basically have had a beard most of the time. And so I think this is beneficial. I think this is basically protecting my face from skin or from sun. And so when I'm 50, 60, if I choose to shave my beard, I think I'll have a really young looking face. We'll see though. Vitamin D. We'll totally talk about vitamin D. You're buying the magnesium he mentioned. Awesome, Leslie. Let me know how that goes. Hi, Gia. You missed the coach. Can you guide me? Yes, his name is Coach Eli. Search for him on Coach Eli here on TikTok. And then we'll have him back. If y'all want him, here, let me know right now. Do y'all want him back? Please vote. Only if you're here to see him. Let me know if you want him back, and we'll bring him back. If he wants to come back, I think he does. But let me know, yay or nay, if you'd like him back. Sherry from Texas, Lion's Mane, Factor V and COPD diagnosis. I don't know what to tell you there. COPD, I'd be very careful about the drugs they prescribe. A lot of those are acetylcholine blocking drugs, and that's no bueno. So I'd check to see if they are acetylcholine blocking drugs. And Julie's asking about choline. So choline as a supplement, I like alpha GPC. That's a good precursor. Any advice on bladder cancer? Goodness, my thoughts on cancer are general to cancer. I'm not a cancer specialist. I'm not an oncologist. I'm not a medical doctor. I specialize in Alzheimer's disease. What I know about cancer, some things that are helpful are number one, fasting, and number two, melatonin. So fasting helps basically starve cancer cells. Cancer cells need a lot of sugar to grow fast. They gobble up sugar, right? You can see cancer cells in a screening by seeing what parts of the body are consuming huge amounts of sugar. That's usually where cancer cells are. So fasting regularly helps your body kind of identify and get rid of cancer cells, or it slows down their growth. Fasting before and after chemotherapy is really helpful. So 24 hours before and after. So if I have chemotherapy in 2 days, I'm going to fast the day before and then the day after. That makes a huge difference in side effects and improves the benefits. So that's one. So I don't know what the treatment for bladder cancer is, if it's chemo, if it's radiation, if it's surgery. If you're doing chemo, definitely want to fast. Fasting is also just preventative as well. High doses of melatonin are also shown to have anti-cancer benefits. Not giving you medical advice, and a lot of doctors, good doctors, will prescribe high doses of melatonin, like 30 milligrams and above, for people who are on chemotherapy because it helps get rid of cancer. Oh, at school. In Philly, I went to Swarthmore. All right, let me see how did people vote? His name was Coach Eli. I got a yes. I look young. Thank you. Yes, but in duo mode. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do that. Thank you, Leslie. Can I share my age? Yes, I'm 40. I just turned 40 in September. Bring him back. Yes, please. Love your videos. Loved him. Do I use sunscreen? If I'm in the sun, but not first thing in the morning. Yes, kombucha. Yes. Yes from Leslie. Yes from Sheila. Yes from Shago. Yes from Gemma. Yes. I look young. Thank you. Yes, please. I got a kombucha. I don't know if that's what to vote for. All right. Okay. So it looks like I got all yeses and no nos, which means I'm going to do my very best to bring him back. I'll give you more heads up, and that way you can be in some movement clothes. I really want to get some movements. Let me know what kind of movements you want. I'm thinking stuff before bed. Like I can just feel this doing this movement and turning side to side. I could feel that just create such relaxation in my body. Oh my gosh, what a difference. Oh, for sunscreen, I recommend one of my favorite companies is it Baby Bum? No, California Baby is a great company. It was started by, I love the story. I forget her name. She's a mother, she's an entrepreneur, and she was like reading sunscreens and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much crap in here. I don't want to put this on my baby skin." So she made her own sunscreen, and then she demoed it in grocery stores and natural health food stores while she's a mother. She's like taking time off to like, "Hey, let me show you this sunscreen." She's awesome. And she grew the company. Really great product. She was like the leader in mineral sunscreen. If you're going to get sunscreen, you want minerals like zinc and titanium. You don't want like the avobenzone and the oxybenzone. These things, these can be hormone disruptors. I don't know exactly how. I don't know the exact mechanism. And I don't know how much. These might make a small difference. They might make a huge difference. I don't know. I do know that generally speaking, the zinc and titanium are much safer. Those are likely to stay on the outside of your skin. The other stuff can get absorbed into your skin. And my guess is I don't think we want to do that. And so she was a pioneer in this. Super cool. California Baby, by the way, will stay on the outside of your skin. And I was at the swimming pool this summer with my family, and I saw a mother, and she had like a makeup brush, like the powder brush, and she was putting sunscreen on that and just brushing it on her daughter's face. I said, "Hey, can I ask you, what are you doing?" Like, and she said, "Oh, it's great with this with the thick sunscreen, the mineral sunscreen. Um, it's easier to spread if you just have a little brush." So she says she just brushes it on, and it stays on the outside of her daughter's skin. She doesn't have to try to like rub it in really hard, and it works well. And so that was cool. All right. So what other questions do we have? PV from Texas caught the last 8 minutes. Awesome. Madison from Raleigh. Thoughts on alkaline water? Um, I spoke about this a couple days ago. I haven't seen good data on alkaline water, and then the idea of alkaline water doesn't make a whole lot of sense because the gut, and I liked it for a while. The idea that we want to drink alkaline water versus acidic water, it sounds nice, but our stomach is acidic. Our stomach has a pH of between 1 and 2, which is extremely acidic. Why is it so acidic? Number one, it breaks down food, right? It helps break down protein in other food. Number two, it kills bacteria and it kills viruses. If you can kill viruses, right? I mean, viruses aren't technically alive, but probably chews them up and make sure that they can't hurt us. So our stomach is very, very, very acidic. Now, does drinking acidic drinks make a difference? I don't know. Does drinking alkaline water make a difference? I don't know. I think it's unlikely. And I haven't seen good data to show that. I've also heard, I don't know this, I've heard that the doctor who said that he was doing the Kangen water and it changed like the insides of his patients, specifically their colon. I don't know. I think there was some question about whether or not that was official, whether or not that was correct. Yes, I've been out of college 20 years, not quite 20, 18. Wad from Saudi Arabia. Awesome. I forget everything so quickly. I can't focus and I feel dizzy. I would get the dizziness addressed. How old are you, Wad? That's not the way a healthy human should be. You should have the ability to focus long enough on things that are of interest to you and be able to write it down and remember it. If you don't have that, you have some short-term issues. And I don't know what's causing that. You may have had a traumatic brain injury. You might have a nutrient deficiency, but that sounds like a traumatic brain injury to me. Did you recently hit your head? Did you hit your head in the past? How long has this been happening? If you're feeling dizzy, I would get the dizziness addressed. That sounds serious. User 665, you did not include a first name or a please was to get Coach Eli back. Awesome. Please follow him as well. All right, let's get back to the questions here. Scrolling all the way to the bottom. I have a good memory. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Robert, I suffer from hernia. I would work with someone who specializes in helping people with hernia. That's not me. I don't have anything to offer you except a clean diet and good sleep. Can Alzheimer's be reversed? Yes, specifically memory loss. Denise, memory loss can be reversed, or cognitive decline. We don't say reverse Alzheimer's because technically we would need to do a brain scan to look at the amount of plaque in your brain. That's kind of the gold standard for reversing Alzheimer's, is reversing the plaque. But yes, I would start with the book by Dr. Dale Bredesen. It's called The End of Alzheimer's Program. I would get that. Best $10 you're ever going to spend. So please get that. It's great. Laura from Texas, have you heard of the medical implants, the titanium causing neuro issues? No, I don't know much about medical implants. I'm not really, I'm not up to date on that. I think coconut water is overrated. Yeah, coconut water may have some electrolytes and minerals, and you can also, like, I got my magnesium water right here. I got my potassium right here. I had some salt. I added a pinch of salt to my water. And so you can get electrolytes and minerals in your water pretty easily. Arthritis settling in my life. Is it rheumatoid arthritis or is it osteoarthritis? So rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune condition where your body's kind of attacking itself, and that's causing pain. And then there's osteoarthritis, which is where over time you have basically lost cartilage and now you got bones rubbing against each other, and that's painful. So what kind is it and what's causing it? Jackie, how do you test gut health? Great question. First way is a stool sample. So most of your gut bacteria is in your large intestine or your colon. And so looking at your poop will tell us what kind of bacteria you have. And the gut bacteria you have is really, really important. They make neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. I think I read that they make like 70% of your serotonin, which is really, really important. Or not 70%, 95% was what I just recently read. I want to double check that. That seems really, really high to me, but they make a ton of serotonin. And so imagine how important gut bacteria is. Depression is linked to low serotonin. And so what do? We give people drugs that block the reuptake of serotonin. So it increases the amount of serotonin by increasing its presence in the synapse. And this has side effects. For example, lack of sexual desire or vitality. That happens with antidepressants. If you watched Sex and the City, there's a great episode where I think Charlotte's dating this guy who used to be like a sex fiend. And then she goes to bed with him later and he just has no interest in sex. And she's like, oh yeah, since I've been taking antidepressants, I just don't care. Nothing gets me down. And she's like, look at him like, you're weird. You don't want to have sex. This is strange. So it affects that. Antidepressants have been helpful for some people, but exercise is shown to be as helpful or more helpful than antidepressants, not giving you medical advice. And imagine how effective it would be to work on your gut bacteria. So if someone's depressed, let's clean up their diet, get them really healthy gut bacteria. That way their gut bacteria can make more serotonin. That makes the most sense to me by far. If 90% of our serotonin is made by our gut bacteria, let's make sure we have healthy gut bacteria and are feeding those healthy gut bacteria, the polyphenols, like Coach Eli mentioned, fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber, the prebiotics. Let's make sure we're eating healthy foods, feeding the gut bacteria, so that way they can make a healthy dose of serotonin. So Jackie, to answer your question specifically, you want to get a comprehensive stool sample, and I think it's from multiple days because depending on what you eat, it'll change the stool. So you want to get multiple samples, and then Dr. Shannon, the functional medicine doctor I had on Tuesday, she has a link for a free consultation. If you want to schedule with her, she'll tell you about different tests. But a comprehensive stool sample, you could probably look up where to get that. All right. You can't find my lives on YouTube. Search Robert W.B. Love. My pupils are huge. Oh, I must love you. Leela, which supplements reverse Alzheimer's disease? That's a damn good question. I wish most medical doctors asked that. What supplements reverse Alzheimer's disease? Technically, these supplements reverse memory loss and cognitive decline. I'll give you a couple. And if you want a really great answer, a comprehensive answer, below my profile is a free report I wrote called My Top 10 Supplements. 5, 10, my top 10 supplements. You can download it for free. Just enter your email on the page and I'll send it to you. It tells you what I take, why I take it, and where to buy it, and what to look for in a good supplement. So it's got you covered. And I'll give you a couple supplements from that list. But seriously, if you want an answer to this and you don't want to take notes, I took the notes for you. Just go below my profile, click the offer that says, free report, top 10 supplements, and register and download it. And then you got the information. Here are a couple that work really well. Number one, curcumin. Curcumin protects the brain from inflammation. Inflammation is one of the big risk factors for Alzheimer's disease. Number two, curcumin also improves memory, I believe in both mice and human studies. And number three, curcumin helps prevent the accumulation of plaque and helps remove the plaque. That's a really damn big deal. So those are three things curcumin does. And what to look for in a curcumin supplement? That's a great question. You want to make sure it's organic curcumin, and you want it with black pepper, and ideally with ginger, but with black pepper is good enough. And then you want to take your curcumin with some fat to increase the absorption. Another one that's great is Ceylon cinnamon, spelled Ceylon, Ceylon cinnamon. You want organic for this one as well. You want to take that one with some fat. Generally speaking, you want to take your supplements that are herbs like cinnamon, like curcumin, like ginger, like rosemary. Take those with a little fat to increase absorption. Ceylon cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar. That's a big deal because diabetes is associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. So you want to regulate that. Number two, Cinnamon is antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, so it's good for the immune system. Number 3, it's anti-inflammatory. Number 4, cinnamon improves memory in healthy adults. They had healthy adults come to the laboratory and they gave them a memory test. They then sent them home. Half got placebo, half got Ceylon cinnamon. They came back 2 months later. The group that took a placebo, their memory was the same. The group that took Ceylon cinnamon, their memory was better. Amazing. Cinnamon improves memory in healthy adults. Really, really cool. So those are that's 2. One more for you. I'll give you 2 more. Is Bacopa. Bacopa is Bacopa monnieri. It is an herb, and it improves. It increases acetylcholine, and there's a ton of research in both humans and in animals. And there's human studies from a lot of them are in Europe, and they show that it not only improves memory, it improves memory in a variety of ways that they measure it, whether it's a working memory, whether it's visual spatial memory, whether it's verbal memory. It really improves memory in adults, and it slows down or prevents Alzheimer's disease or reduces the risk of Alzheimer's. Those are I use those interchangeably. Prevent Alzheimer's disease or reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Those are pretty much the same, right? Because if you reduce the risk, you're preventing it in some of those people. So it does that. And I believe it helps with memory recovery in early stage Alzheimer's disease. I don't remember that exactly, but I know it helps prevent, and I believe it's helpful in early stage Alzheimer's disease. That would make sense, but I don't know that 1,000%. And then the last one of my favorite ones is Huperzine A, spelled Huperzine A. Huperzine A is super duper safe, and it protects the brain by reducing inflammation, and it increases acetylcholine. There's been a ton of research to show that it's helpful in normal healthy adults in improving memory. It's helpful in rodent studies in memory recovery for those that have memory loss, and it's helpful in early stage Alzheimer's disease. Super duper cool, very safe. And I'm actually doing a clinical trial on Huperzine A if you want to participate. So the study is going to start November, I think 23rd or 24th. I think it's the 23rd. And over 600 people applied. I'm trying to get in contact with everyone. There's a few spots left. So if you're interested in applying, you need to live in the United States or Canada, be over the age of 25, not taking any current Alzheimer's disease drugs. And then the study lasts 8 months. There's 2 months of control where we're just measuring your memory, and then 6 months of study drug or study supplement. You'll be taking 3 different supplements. One of them is Huperzine A. If you'd like to participate, the cost is $500. I'm doing this. I'm doing the research in this way to get the study started earlier. Otherwise, I would need to apply for grants, and I might not get the study started for a couple of years, and that's too long. And enough of you have applied where we can do this with your funding, which is great. So if you want to support Alzheimer's research funding, you can donate or you can participate and be a part of this. And then I'm going to share the data. I'm going to publish the data. I'm going to share it with you. And I want to know how much Huperzine A improves memory and give you the numbers. Does it improve at 20%, 30%, 50%? Does it help with memory loss, or is it just in healthy adults? I'm going to get you those data because we don't have that yet. A lot of the research on this is in Chinese. I don't read Chinese, not yet. And so a lot of people don't know exactly what the research on Huperzine A is. And so I want to do some clinical trials on this to find out. So if you want to participate, there's a link below my profile. It says Huperzine A research study. Apply here. Click there. Fill in your information and apply. And then then I will review your application and get back to you. So those are the 4 supplements that are helpful in reversing memory loss associated with Alzheimer's disease: curcumin, Ceylon cinnamon, Bacopa monnieri, and Huperzine A. Awesome. It is 11 o'clock. I'm going to put on my cool blue blockers here. It's close to bedtime. By the way, Coach Eli talked about this. I want you to see this. I put this on my mouth at night. I'm going to show you how I do this. So you'll see how long it takes. It takes 5 seconds. So I tear off a little piece, and then I just go like this. That's it. So that amount will secure my lips as I sleep and promote breathing through the nose. This helps with snoring. This helps with sleep apnea. Really, really important, and encourages nose breathing. Nose breathing is really important as we sleep. This means we're getting higher quality air because we're meant to breathe through our nose. It's reduced my sore throat a lot, which is a big deal. I've felt healthier. It's really, really great. All right, I'm going to answer a couple more questions, and then we are going to go because it is 11 o'clock on Friday, and I am tired. Good night, Maureen. Julie, I wear the identical blue blockers. Awesome. Aren't these cool? They're so helpful. Huperzine, how do you spell it? Huperzine. What's the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's is a type of dementia, like apples are a type of food. So Alzheimer's is more specific than dementia. There's a variety of dementias, like dementia with Lewy bodies. There's frontal temporal dementia. There's vascular dementia, which is a fancy way of saying stroke. Well, thank you, Wacky Jackie. You got a weird sore throat too. Try mouth tape. Get some sleep. You're so helpful. Thank you. Your husband has onset Alzheimer's. He's 51. I would get tested. Does he have early stage Alzheimer's? Does he have early onset Alzheimer's? I would get him tested right away, Sheila. Like seriously. I would get the Dale Bredesen book. If you want to book a memory test with me and learn about our protocol, I'm happy to help you. You can do that. Below my profile is a link, and then there's the free masterclass. Watch the free masterclass, schedule a memory test for your husband. Let's get him tested. Let's see what his memory is looking like. And he's only 51. I wonder what's causing this. Is he diabetic? Has he had a traumatic head injury? Has he been exposed to heavy metals, molds, toxins? What's causing this? What does he have? A lot of inflammation? So I really encourage getting his levels checked. Dr. Dale Bredesen shares those in his book. I share those with my clients. You basically want to get these things checked to see what's causing the memory loss and then address it. Your husband's way too young to be getting this. I'm curious if he has, and I know curious doesn't sound very compassionate. I want to know so that you can do something about this if he has the genetic predisposition for early onset Alzheimer's. That one's really hard. If he doesn't have the genetic predisposition for early onset, then there's something you can do about it. We don't know what to do for early onset, and that's a very small percentage of Alzheimer's disease. That's approximately, I think it's like 1% to 2%. Most other people who have Alzheimer's disease either have some or no genetic risk. Most of the people actually have no genetic risk. And so behavior is stronger than genetics. So Sheila, below my profile, seriously, please watch my masterclass tonight or tomorrow. It's free information. It'll tell you a lot of things you and your husband can do. Next, if you want to schedule a memory test with me, that's totally free. Click there and schedule that. And then we'll see where your husband is. Get the book, The End of Alzheimer's Program, read it. And then, if you want to schedule a call, I'm happy to help. But this is what I do. I help people prevent Alzheimer's disease with science and help people with early stage Alzheimer's disease. This is what I specialize in. If I can help you, please book a call and let me know. Michelle, what's the name of the book that you mentioned? The End of Alzheimer's or The End of Alzheimer's Program? Yeah, sauna is amazing, Hunter. Sauna, I think it's 4 to 7 times a week from studies from Finland, reduces all-cause mortality by 40 to 50%. That's amazing. I mean, I don't know what else could do that. Exercise has a similar benefit. So reduces all-cause mortality. This is, death by every disease. So it reduces heart attack, stroke, dementia, all kinds of things. Yes, Diane, it does keep the tongue in the mouth. Good night, Leela. Hydrogene. Yes, awesome, Phoenix. Yes, I'm glad you know. Hydrogene. Yes. That is the answer to tinnitus. Callisto, does ingesting turmeric grounded spice equal curcumin supplement? Great question. No. So turmeric has curcumin, but turmeric is not curcumin. So just like coconut oil has MCT oil, but it also has other things. MCT oil is like coconut oil on steroids. Curcumin is like turmeric on steroids. So turmeric is helpful. Curcumin is way more powerful. Turmeric is approximately 5% curcumin. So by getting just curcumin, you're getting something that's 20 times more powerful than turmeric. That's a really big deal. So get a curcumin supplement rather than just ingesting turmeric. And I do recommend eating turmeric. Add that as a spice to your stuff. It's a really healthy spice. It's good stuff. And make sure you add black pepper to it. And it's not a substitute for a curcumin supplement. Much easier to get cinnamon and curcumin as a supplement than in food, because you really got to add it to a bunch of food, and it's easy to forget. All right. Fantastic. Thank you for being here. It's lovely spending Friday night with you, sharing this time with you. By the way, let me know what great stuff you are doing this weekend. What are you going to do for your health this weekend before we go? Let's leave with some inspiration here on some stuff you're going to do. Oh, I promised you I'd share this with you. Let me share this vitamin D thing that's been upsetting me. So I like this. Health reports on health. I think they do a good job. Then they reported on vitamin D. They said, if I can find this article. Oh, the truth about vitamin D. It's actually a big article. The truth on vitamin D. They basically say, we haven't found a benefit of taking vitamin D for either cardiovascular disease or for brain health, so we recommend not doing it. There is so much data to show that it's really important to have vitamin D. And since the pandemic, doctors have been recommending huge doses of vitamin D. So the recommended dose for vitamin D is something like 100 to 500 international units. Doctors are recommending 5,000 to 10,000 international units. So the recommended dose, so let's say it's 500. Doctors are recommending 5,000. So 10x. That's what's being recommended. A lot of Americans are deficient in vitamin D. If I remember correctly, 40% of white Americans, 70% of Black Americans are deficient in vitamin D. That's huge. And this study is saying, oh, don't worry about it. That's ridiculous. That's irresponsible to me, especially with so much vitamin D deficiency. That's really, really a problem. I think that's really irresponsible. And so vitamin D is involved in all kinds of things. It's a growth factor in the brain. If you don't have enough vitamin D, your brain doesn't like that. Vitamin D is important for your immune system. It's important for your mood. It's important for bone health. Vitamin D plus vitamin K2, those are both necessary together to take in calcium. That's a really big deal. If you're not taking to put calcium in the bones, you really, really want to do that. If you don't do that, the calcium can go into tissues. That's a bad deal. It can also cause cardiovascular challenges. So you want to make sure you have enough vitamin D with vitamin K2. And so this is an example. And if the person who wrote this came in here, he or she or they might have a problem with what I'm saying. But it's important to read these things and scrutinize them. Just the fact that about half of Americans, half or more, are deficient in vitamin D, that tells me that it's a good idea to supplement vitamin D. Now, if this one study didn't show a benefit, that doesn't mean that there's not a benefit, and it's so inexpensive and it's so darn safe. And the top, the thinkers, the movers and shakers in really good medicine are saying high dose vitamin D. Dr. Stephen Gundry is saying high dose vitamin D. So is Dr. David Perlmutter, Dr. Mark Hyman. I believe they're all on the vitamin D. Let's get more of this train. So this research, it goes counter to that. I don't think it's very, very well supported. And so be wary if someone says something like this. And then someone posted something that I was very surprised about. Something to the effect of one of the television shows on CBS or the doctors, someone said a multivitamin reduces the risk of Alzheimer's by some massive amount, like 50%. That's fascinating. I want to see that research. And it's really interesting. I wonder what the controls are, because multivitamins vary in quality a lot. I mean, some multivitamins are very bioavailable and some are not. Also, I don't like multivitamins because they don't have the things that we need. They have too much copper, too much iron, not enough magnesium. A lot of us are deficient in magnesium. They also don't have enough zinc. They're missing the things that we really need. And so I would like to see if this is an epidemiological study, meaning is this an observational study? Did they call a bunch of people, or did they send them emails and say, hey, fill out this survey, and those who took a multivitamin had less of a risk of Alzheimer's disease? My guess is it's that. They probably didn't do a clinical trial, which is an intervention, which is where you got 1,000 people, approximately the same age, approximately the same health. Half of them take a multivitamin, half of them don't, and then you watch them for 5 years. I'm guessing they didn't do that. That's the kind of data that I would want to see to show that multivitamins are good, because there's a lot of data to show that they're not good, in that they have too much iron and copper, and those are no bueno. They don't have the things that we need, like magnesium. Like what's the one thing Coach Eli's taking? He's taking a magnesium supplement that's got 7 different types of magnesium. I take 3 different types of magnesium. Half of Americans are deficient in magnesium. If multivitamins don't have that, so the idea that a multivitamin is solving the Alzheimer's crisis, I think that would be more an artifact. It's called an artifact in research when when there's an association, but it's not causal. So I'm having trouble thinking of another example. Anyway, so in this research, I'm guessing that simply healthier people take multivitamins. And so that's why they have a less risk. People who take multivitamins are probably more likely to exercise, for example. And so the fact that people who take multivitamins are less likely to get Alzheimer's disease in this study is likely an artifact of exercise. Does that make sense? How do you find out if you're deficient? Get a blood test, or you can get a urine test. That'll test your hormones. What are the glasses for? Well, one, style, right? Aren't these cool? And number 2, these are for reducing blue light, which help protect my melatonin levels and help me go to sleep. All right. I didn't see what people are up to this weekend that you're doing to improve your health. Awesome, Blessed Reveals. It sounds like you set up a session with Dr. Shannon. That's awesome. Denise, I'm very sorry to hear about your cancer. I really am. How long should we take D3K2? As long as you want to be super healthy. Maybe don't take it 1 or 2 days a week. You can take them separately or together. Oh my gosh. So Denise, am I correct in understanding that you were low in vitamin D and then you got cancer? Did you supplement vitamin D after hearing that from your doctor? Or did you get cancer after taking vitamin D, or was it when you were low with vitamin D? There's been very few cases of vitamin D toxicity, even 10,000 IU, very few cases of vitamin D toxicity. All right, so Denise is going to be walking. Dawn's going to be seeing good friends. Diana's eating more kale. Gloria's reading. Outstanding. I'm glad y'all are doing some good stuff. Denise, I want to see what you said here. I'm going to skip to the bottom. Would you please enter it again? Yes, I took it after I got cancer. Oh, so you got cancer when you were low in vitamin D. Is that correct? And now you're taking it. Is that right? We got people going to a friend's birthday party. Oh, interesting. Blessed Reveals. So your mother has Hashimoto's and they thought it was Alzheimer's disease. That's very interesting. Savage Positivity, 8 sardines a day. That's awesome. MC2 oil is coming. I don't know what to take for hair loss. I could use some myself. Mine's getting thinner by the day. Julie's working this weekend. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself this weekend. Walking the animals. Okay, so Denise, thank you for sharing your story. I'm going to summarize this. I think I got it. I just want people to know this. This is a piece of data. This is a case study. So Denise had very low vitamin D levels. Her doctor measured that. Her doctor said, you're likely to get cancer. And then you got bone and blood cancer. And now you're taking vitamin D. So the vitamin D likely increased your risk of getting these cancers. I'm really sorry that happened to you. Thank you for sharing that. Let that be a lesson. Get your vitamin D levels checked, especially if you're a person of color. The darker your skin and the more time you spend inside, the harder it is for you to get enough vitamin D from the small time you spend outside, especially during the winter, and if you're in a cold climate where you're unlikely to get a lot of skin exposure with the sun. So get your vitamin D levels checked, or simply start taking 5,000 IU of vitamin D a day. Not giving you medical advice, but that's a good place to start. Take it with some fat. If you want to be a rock star, take it with vitamin K2. and take those two together, and that'll be really helpful. Awesome. Piggy says zinc picklate for hair growth. I haven't heard that. Ravens cheerleaders hair. That'd be awesome. Saunas are great. Saunas reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and death and cardiovascular disease by 40 to 50% if you do them on a regular basis. All right. Thank you so much. Y'all rock. It's been so good spending the evening with you. I'm going to post the replay on YouTube, and I'm going to post the replay from TikTok on YouTube so that way you can see and hear Coach Eli. If you want to get, if you have chronic pain and want to sign up for a session with him, that's below my profile. If you want my top 10 supplements to know what I take to help reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease and prevent dementia and feel really good, and what brands I buy and where I buy them, that's available under my profile. If you want to participate in the clinical trial on Huperzine A, you can apply below my profile. I have a really quick, would you do me a quick favor? This is a 5-minute favor. If you haven't done this yet, would you please fill out my survey? It says free 5-minute Alzheimer's study. And basically it's just a survey. I'm just asking you a couple things to find out what risk factors, and find out some risk factors for Alzheimer's disease. The questionnaire is super short. It's probably like 3 minutes. So I'd love it if you take that. What else we got there? So we got the free report. Oh, the free masterclass on how to prevent Alzheimer's disease. If you are concerned about Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone else, I put together a masterclass. It's 45 minutes of a ton of data, a ton of science. You can watch it for free. That's below my profile. And then at the end of that, if you want to schedule a memory test with me and my team, you can do that as well. So all that's available for free under my profile. The masterclass and the supplement guide of what I take. And then there's the study that's just 5 minutes. I'd love for you to fill that out. There's the Huperzine A clinical trial if you want to apply for that. There you can schedule a session with if you're interested in weight loss. I think Chad Tackett's probably already full, but you can try. He's helped thousands of people with sustainable weight loss. So there's a link below my profile to sign up for a free weight loss roadmap session with a coach on Chad Tackett's team. And Chad Tackett's been in the weight loss business for over 27 or 28 years. He's terrific. I just talked with him today. He does really great work. You can schedule a free session with his team if you're committed to weight loss. Last time I checked, his calendar was full, but it might have opened up some spots. Dr. Shannon's calendar was definitely full on Tuesday, but you can keep checking back there if you want to schedule a free consultation with a doctor on her team, which is usually her husband, especially if you're worried about Epstein-Barr or multiple sclerosis, or you want to talk about some of these tests like the comprehensive stool sample or getting some blood work or some hormone levels tested. She will guide you for free on what test to take, and that's Dr. Shannon. That's below my profile in my link tree. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, you can go to YouTube and type in Robert WB Love, the same as my TikTok handle, or you can click the link in my link tree, which is below my profile, and go to YouTube and subscribe there. If you have long haul virus, boy, I got a lot of stuff on my link tree. If you have long haul virus, you know what I'm talking about, and you want help. There is a free masterclass by Dr. Linnell King, very handsome, very intelligent doctor from Johns Hopkins. And he is I think it's a 5-part masterclass you can register for. So just a ton of free resources for you, your health, your family, for your brain under my link tree, and some opportunities to sign up and get free sessions or free help from a bunch of great people. And then if you have chronic pain and you were on the call earlier, please only sign up if you watched Coach Eli earlier. I want to make sure that only people who got to experience him sign up for his free strategy session. So if you want a free consult on chronic pain and how to end chronic pain with Coach Eli, that is under my profile as well. I think that's the first link. So that's a bunch of stuff available to you. Please take action on something if that'll be helpful to you. And seriously, if you haven't watched the masterclass on how to prevent Alzheimer's disease, I very much recommend that. And if you want great supplements and want to know what I buy, why I buy it, where I buy it, the free report on that it's just really helpful. A lot of the stuff I share on the Lion's Den on the live stream, a lot of that's answered in the free report, and so you can have those notes. And you're awesome. You're awesome because you're here on a Friday night instead of watching garbage TV or going out to the bars drinking or watching porn or playing video games. You're here learning. You're here supporting each other. You're doing the stretches. You're doing the work with Coach Eli. You're supporting each other. You're sharing your stories. You're making progress. You're eating sardines. You're taking supplements. You're ordering lion's mane. You're taking your vitamin D. You're doing your stretches. You're doing exercises. Someone was saying they went to the gym. They bought their gym membership and they've been going every day. That's awesome. I just want you all to give yourselves a really big hand because you're awesome, because you're here doing the work. You're putting it in. Yesterday, we had a quote on persistence, and persistence is how to get anything. Yesterday, we had a great live on achieving our life goals and what's it take to get there. It takes persistence. If we want to be alive to watch our children grow up, if we want to be alive to play with our grandchildren, if we want to be in good health to walk the Camino de Santiago, whatever it is, we probably need to be in good health, and it's probably going to require persistence. So let me pick out another fun quote here. Let me see how this works. This will be our quote for the day. This is pretty good. Now let's choose another one. Okay, this is another great quote. Okay, this is our quote of the day. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Vince Lombardi, one of the greatest football coaches of all time. Let me give that to you again. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up. So again, persistence. Most of us fall off the wagon, whether we're trying to quit cigarettes, trying to quit alcohol, trying to quit pornography, trying to quit video games, trying to quit TV, trying to quit sugar. Most of us fall down. That's okay. That's to be expected. If you're an entrepreneur, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Most of being an entrepreneur is failing and getting back up if you're doing it right. And so it's not whether or not you fall down, it's whether or not you get back up. Please keep getting back up. I can tell you're persistent because you're here and you're doing the stuff. So keep up the great work this weekend. Eat really healthy food. Enjoy being outside. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy some art. If you're in a relationship, you enjoy some healthy sex. Really enjoy your experience of being human. Get out and move your body. Enjoy the blessing of being human. And I will see you on Monday here in the Lion's Den. I love you all so much. God bless you. Have a good night. I'm just going to stay on and read just a few more comments before I go. Roar to you, Phoenix. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Tamara. Good night, Sylvia. Good night, Angie. Great job, Phoenix. You're going to do it. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you, Blessed Reveals. Thank you, Alea. Thank you. You're welcome, Jackie. Thank you, Connie. It's a great idea. User 1400. Thank you, Don. I love you too. Thank you, Alea. Oh, so many wonderful comments. K9, you're in the right place. Stay here with us. I'll do my best to help you. And then watch the free masterclass. It'll give you tons of things you can do. Good night, D Downtime. Good night, Chris. All right. Good night, y'all. Love you.